Hello, beautiful Half Size Me community. Yesterday, I had coaching calls all day, and there were two different people that I spoke with that were struggling with the same thing, and I'm going to bet to a certain degree you're struggling with this too. The first client I spoke to was eating out of control in the evenings because by the time the night rolled around, she was kind of like, everything's crap, I feel horrible. And I asked her, why does she feel so bad in the evening? And she had told me she had been listening to a lot of political podcasts and they were really wearing on her through the day. My other client got on the phone with me and had a huge spike up in her weight. And I had looked through her food logs and noticed almost for an entire week she had been doing a very low carb, high fat diet, which she had not been doing prior. And I was curious as to why she had changed her food template. And when I got on the phone with her, she was completely oblivious to having made this change. It almost happened subconsciously. And she had been listening basically to a podcast back to back that talked about fat loss friendly breakfast and only putting her carbs at night. And she kind of took those principles on without even really realizing she was doing it. She just started doing it. And I told Joel last night, I said, it's amazing how when we take in a message over and over again, whether it's negative and it makes us feel bad and then we eat out of control, whether it's us hearing the same thing about a certain eating protocol and we take it on. And I told my client, I said, you have a choice in this. You don't have to feel bad every day. And you need to be aware if you are easily influenced by certain recommendations, maybe not listening to that message over and over and over again, especially if it's not going to work for you and you're going to gain several pounds on the scale, right? So we want to be aware of our behaviors. So a lot of people, when we bring this subject up, their initial reaction is very much like the I'm on or off a diet mentality, which is I'm just going to stop listening to political podcasts, or I'm just going to stop listening to this podcast with this particular message. And I make a point to people, that's not realistic. It's not realistic with our food, and it's also not realistic with what we take in. But what we do want to do is create boundaries around certain things that do impact us. So if you are easily influenced, if you find yourself irritated by the end of the day because of the messages you keep taking in, you may limit yourself and say, okay, I will only listen to these kind of podcasts on Monday, but then I'm going to vary it through the week. I'm going to pick a different subject matter for each day and rotate it out. That way you're not hearing the consistent same message over and over again. Or another option that works really well, limit the amount of time you do it each day. So maybe you give yourself a 30-minute window to digest your political information, or you give yourself a 30-minute window to digest something that is nutritionally based, but then you move on through the day and you don't go back to it. Create healthy boundaries. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have in this game, and I'm going to encourage you to truly respect it. I think both of my clients were really shocked to see how much what they were choosing to listen to was impacting their day-to-day life and how it was greatly impacting their weight loss journey. So I hope this helps you. I hope that if you are one of those struggling, that you can maybe prioritize some boundaries around these things. And if you need any further help, or if you have any suggestions for anyone else who might be struggling, post it below. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.